Hello there. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we want to look at the ATP for term two. We are going to see that our week one and week three, we have got the same topic, which is map work and tour planning. Is it applying in week one, week two, and week three? In particular, we are looking at week one. You'd see that the CAPS ref also is we've got a page 32, which is also going to apply to week two and week three. In terms of the concepts, we are going to look at world time zones, whereby we are looking at time zone, UTC, Greenwich, hemispheres, equators, and seasons, standard time, local time, the international deadline, the 24-hour clock, and then latitude and longitude. This is what we have. Then the knowledge that you are supposed to know before you start your week one, that is the prerequisite knowledge. You'd see that you are supposed to know grade 10 map work and tour planning, which is on CAPS reference page 17, and also grade 11 tour itinerary, which is also CAPS ref page 28. So these are prerequisite knowledge, and the knowledge that you are supposed to know before you start your week one is also going to apply for week two, as indicated that it's overlapping to our week two. Going on to the next information that we have is for the week two, whereby we are also looking at the concepts that are inside week two, whereby we've got introduction to world time zone map, concept daylight saving time, which is DST, in brackets, reasons for this practice. Then also the impact of time zones and daylight saving on travel planning and traveling. Then I would see that the prerequisite that we have and the prerequisite knowledge is what we have in week one, as we indicated. So we move on to week three again, still looking on map work and tour planning, and also the same CAPS ref. But we are going to look at the concept of calculations of world times when traveling between countries. We are going to go through calculations to determine arrival time and departure time with and without a DST and flight time. So basically, you are supposed to know your time in terms of representation in obviously 24-hour clock and a 12-hour clock. And also, obviously, you are supposed to familiarize with your time zones. So concepts jet lag and jet fatigue, symptoms of jet lag, how to minimize and ease the effects of jet lag. So this is what we have. Let's try to see in terms of the prerequisite knowledge. You are supposed to have the prerequisite knowledge of grade 10 tourism, uh, prerequisite knowledge that we have for our week that we are looking for, which is our week three. Let's just try to see prerequisite knowledge for week three. We have got grade 10 tourism attractions, CAPS, ref page 19. So you are supposed to know your grade 10 tourism attractions before you start your week three. And this prerequisite knowledge is applied again, is overlapping in week four again, partly in week four. You see that in week four, we also have another prerequisite knowledge that you're supposed to know, which is our domestic tourism statistics. This is what we have. Then in week three again, overlapping in week four again, you are supposed to have a prerequisite knowledge of tourism attractions as indicated there. Then we move on to our week, our next, which is going to be our week four. So our week four, we see that we have got tourist attractions. Week four is now on tourist attractions, which is going to stretch from our week four, going to our week five. Week four and week five. We are going to look at tourist attractions, whereby we see that the CAPS ref are still same page 33, and then I'm going to look at famous world icons and attractions, world heritage sites, which we are going to look in particular the difference between a tourist attraction and an icon, and then also reasons why specific tourism attractions or physical features are regarded as icons, and the economic significance of icons for a country, area, and then also profile and statistics of tourists visiting these icons. We see that in week four, we also look at the other part of tourist attraction, whereby we are looking at famous world icons and attractions and world heritage sites. And then we see that now moving on to week 5, we have got also tourist attractions subdivided into 2 parts, whereby we are looking at famous food icons and attractions and factors contributing to the success of a tourist attraction. So the sub concepts that we have in terms of our week 5 on the first part of tourist attraction, we are seeing that we are supposed to study the icons according to the instruction in Grade 12. Obviously, if you refer to the Grade 12 examination guideline under the following headings: local location on a world map, that is country, city, town, area, and then the reasons why is it an icon, a brief description of the icon, picture of the icon. So let's try to see in terms of prerequisite knowledge that we are supposed to have for week 4 and 5. So if you go down, you see that for week 4 and 5, remember we have got prerequisite knowledge for week 4 partly, that is coming from week 3, which we have gone through tourist attractions and tourism attractions, and also tourism attractions of grade 10 and 11. So partly week 4, we are supposed also to know grade 10 domestic tourism statistics before you start your week 4. And also for week 5, you see that this is what we have in terms of the prerequisite of week 4 overlapping to week 5. And then for week 5 also, you are supposed to also know marketing of tourism products, services, and sites, factors to consider during the marketing process, promotional advertising techniques, marketing budget. So it is that for grade 10, grade 10 and grade 11. So as indicated here. Then now we move on to our week 6, whereby for our week 6, we are going to look at domestic, regional, and international tourism. KEBS Rep, page 34, whereby we are looking at foreign market share statistics regarding inbound international tourism. Basically looking at interpretation of statistics with reference to foreign arrivals to South Africa, land and air travel. And then also how the arrival statistics can determine foreign market share, most visited provinces in South Africa, length of stay in each province, average expenditure per tourist, activities undertaken while in South Africa. So this is what we have in our week 6. And then week 7, we have got the issue of marketing, which is kept on page 35, which obviously, if we go down in terms of the required concepts, the importance of marketing South Africa internationally, that is increase in annual volume of foreign arrivals to South Africa, increase in the national awareness of South Africa as a travel destination, the core business of South Africa tourism, particularly marketing South Africa internationally as a tourism destination of choice. And then we've got other components that we have that are applying to our week 7. So let's try to see the prerequisite knowledge of week 7. We are now in week 7, whereby we are saying you are supposed to know grade 11 before you start your week 7, and know your foreign exchange and its value of the South African economy, conversion of currencies are referring to grade 11. So this is knowledge that we are supposed to have before you start your content for week 7. So it's that this prerequisite knowledge is also applied to week 8. Very important to take note. So moving on to our week 8 is now on foreign exchange, whereby we are supposed to know the term gross domestic product and its benefits to the South African economy, and the multiplier effect and link to the GDP is also necessary. The concept strong and weak rand, the relative strength and relative weakness of a currency at specific times, and also we are supposed to be able to interpret a currency rate sheet, convert the major currencies to South African rands, and convert South African rands into selected currencies to understand the buying power of different currencies. So this is the information that we have that is related to our week 8. So week 9 is on foreign exchange again, whereby the concepts are going to be different, whereby we are saying for week 9, under foreign exchange, you are supposed to differentiate between bank selling rate, which is BSR in brackets, and bank buying rate, which is BBR in brackets. So Looking also at the effect of exchange rates on international tourism, affecting both inbound and outbound tourists. So this is what we have in our week 9. So what is the prerequisite? What you are supposed to know before you start your week 9? It's also important. You see that we have no for week 8, we have got the overlapping information from week 7 that we are also supposed to know before you start your week 8. And then for week 9, we are not given any prerequisite knowledge. So moving on to our week 10, 11, that's when we are going to have our tests, our June control tests or mid-year examination. So basically what it means is by end of week 9, you should be fully prepared for your control test as you'll be intensifying your revision. And obviously, as accounting space, I will be offering videos on typical examination questions. That is our June test. So we can stay tuned as we will be uploading typical examination questions and their answers, obviously. That is also going to strengthen our revision as we advance our June control test. So hopefully the videos will be helpful, so we can maybe try and make an effort to subscribe and turn on the notification button so that we get notified of new revision videos that will be uploaded as the term progresses. So this is what we have, guys, according to this video. Hopefully the video was helpful. Let's meet again in the next video.